Theory 1, Chapter 3, pages 36 to 40 lessons for Conservatory Canada. We're looking at the Chapter 3 on notation and rhythm. I'm going to do this in a nutshell just to kind of quickly go over the concepts that are here. So we are learning a little bit about rhythm and how to write these notes on the staff. It mentions here rhythm is a series of sounds with or without varying pitch, each held for various lengths of time. The length of time we hold a sound or note is called its duration. The duration could be how long it takes to run 100 meters. That is your duration of that particular race. You may try to go faster or slower depending on what you're doing. In music, the duration is usually all in beats. 1 beat, 2 beats, 3 beats, and 4 beats are the most lengthy of them. When we write notes, we have what is called the note head. It is the oval part of the note. If it is a line note, it goes around the line. If it is a space, it goes between the lines, so it looks very clearly like a space note. Some of them are colored in, and some of them are not. Stems. We have stems that can point up or down on the note. Stems point up on the right side of the note and down on the left side of the note. And we have something called the third line rule. Notes above the third line on the staff have stems pointing down. Notes above or below the third line on the staff have stems pointing up, and on the third line, the stem may point in either direction, up or down. Some notes have flags or tails. These are our ones that we would call eighth notes, possibly 16th notes. Eighth notes have a stem, and then the tail always points to the right, no matter what. Even if I've got the stem pointing down, it always points to the right. 16th notes have 2 flags, so I draw my note. 1 flag, 2 flags. Same if I draw the note pointing down, it's down, and then 2 flags like so. If you've got your pages here, I will just make a point to show what these look like right here. There we go. And you can see our whole notes, quarter notes, half notes, 16th notes, 8th notes all mixed together there. Now on the next page, on page 37, is our chart of note and rest values, starting with the longest duration to the shortest. So the longest that we are dealing with in Theory 1 is the whole note or whole rest. Whole note is just the round oval, no stem attached to it. And the whole rest hangs under the fourth line, attached to the fourth line and inside of the third space. And it must be drawn there every single time. The half note is a whole note with a stem attached to it, whether it's down or up, depends on the third line rule. And the half rest looks much like a regular hat. It sits tucked on the third line, inside of the third space again, and must be drawn in that same place every single time. The quarter note is colored in. It has a stem pointing up or down. And the quarter rest is the one I like to call the worm or the backwards 3. It's kind of like a little squiggly line. It starts about line 4 and goes right to about line 2. The 8th note is colored in and has a tail to the right, whether it's up or down, and the 8th rest looks a lot like a number 7. That's how I remember it. It's got a little ball in the third space again, and the 7 stops just about the second line or just a little below it. Finally, the 16th note, colored in, has 2 flags, and the 16th rest, again very specifically drawn, third space and second space, and you'll notice that the line of the 16th rest stops just at the bottom of the first line. We have a little hint on page 38. Again, it's just that position of rest is always the same in both the treble and bass clefs. Obviously, notes are going to move up and down on the staff. We want to write as neatly as possible and make it as easily legible for other people to read as well. I love on page 38 the relationship of notes. It's like a pyramid with the whole note at the top. Split that, you'll get 2 half notes. Split that, we get 4 quarter notes. You'll notice I'm timesing everything by 2. Split that, we get 8 eighth notes. Split that, we get 16 16th notes, meaning that it takes 16 16th notes to equal the equivalent of a whole note. 1, 2, 3, 4 16th, 1 E end, 2 E end, 3 E end, 4 E end. They have the same amount of beats, but it takes that many notes to actually equal the 4 beats. So on page 38, you have some pencil exercises to do. We're drawing quarter note heads on various lines and spaces. I'd like you to do 6 different notes, add stems in the proper direction, and name the notes. On page 39, we are drawing tails and note heads, stems and tails to make single eighth notes. And then on question 3, we are copying it exactly and making them into 16th notes, singles. Question 4, we're going to write the various rests. And question 5, they've given you a whole bunch of notes and we're going to draw the rests. Just before we leave it, I'm going to do an example of each question. So I'm going to do one on question 1 on page 38. I'm going to do one on question 2 on page 39. So I'm going to do a full bar. Then on question 3, I suggest using a ruler if you wish to, or eyeball it the best that you can for drawing your bar lines. We're literally copying the question out. That means we must copy the clef signs, making sure that we draw those clefs exactly where they are supposed to go on the staff. Then I'm going to redraw the notes, and soon we will take a look at this magical musical creation that is being created by hand. And I'm doing the work quickly. Teachers are allowed to be messy. Students, not so much. All right, and I'm just going to go down to question 4, writing a rest for each bar. So I'm going to draw my quarter rest on A. And then question 5, below each given note, write in the bass clef the rest that equals the same value as the note. It just so happens that the first note is a quarter note. So I draw